Thanks for joining us from the Ohio AgNet Voice You Know with the News You Trust studio. Sponsored by Family Forest Carbon Program, where we help family forest owners get paid to improve the health of their woods. I am Allison Kinney. On this sunny day, let's take a look at the USDA Weekly Crop Progress Report. The condition of the U.S. soybean crop is 67% rated good to excellent in the first condition rating of the season this week, according to USDA NASS Weekly Crop Progress Report released on Monday. Planting progress and development also remain slightly ahead of last year's pace for both corn and soybeans, NASS said. Several weather systems will bring rain to much of the U.S. this week, though exact forecasts remain uncertain as models struggle to track all systems accurately. 93% of corn was planted nationwide as of Sunday, 3 points ahead of 90% last year and consistent with the 5-year average. Top producing corn state Iowa remains ahead of the average at 97% complete, while Illinois is 93% planted and Minnesota 99% done. Ohio and Pennsylvania are lagging at just 72% and 64% planted. 78% of corn had emerged Sunday, 6 points ahead of last year's 72% and 1 point ahead of the 5-year average of 77%. NASS estimated that 69% of the crop was in good to excellent condition, up 1 point from 68% the previous week, but 6 points below last year's 75%. Iowa is at 84% and Illinois is at 62% good to excellent. Soybean planting moved ahead 8 points last week to reach 84% complete as of Sunday. That was 7 percentage points ahead of last year's 77% and 4 percentage points ahead of the 5-year average of 80%. Iowa, Minnesota, and Nebraska range from 95 to 97% done. Illinois is at 86% and Ohio has just 66% planted. 63% of soybeans had emerged as of Sunday, 10 points ahead of last year's 53% and 6 points ahead of the 5-year average of 57%. In its initial rating of this year's soybean crop, NASS estimated 67% of the soybeans had emerged, were in good to excellent condition, and just 5% were very poor to poor. An estimated 52% of winter wheat was rated good to excellent as of June 1, up 2 points from 50% the previous week, and 3 points ahead of the 49% a year ago. 3% of the nation's winter wheat crop was harvested as of Sunday, 2 points ahead of last year's 5% and consistent with the 5-year average. Texas's winter wheat harvest is 25% completed, which is 6 points behind last year's pace of 31%, and 2 points behind the 5-year average of 27%. 83% of winter wheat was headed nationwide as of Sunday. That's 1 percentage point ahead of last year's 82% and 4 percentage points ahead of the 5-year average. Top winter wheat producer Kansas's crop was 96% headed, 1 point behind last year at this time and 2 points ahead of the 5-year average.
A healthy body needs good food. This summer, the Ohio Department of Education and Workforce is sponsoring Sun Meals, a summer food program where kids eat free. Children under 18 receive healthy meals and no sign-up is required. Locations may be right in your neighborhood. Call 1-866-348-6479 or visit education.ohio.gov/kidseat for meal locations and times. That's education.ohio.gov/kidseat.
Back in the headlines today, more about the budget reconciliation bill. The U.S. Senate now gets its chance to tackle the budget reconciliation bill, which includes key provisions to help boost the farmer's safety net, though there are some disparities in how commodities are treated under those provisions. The lion's share of debt and tax cuts and spending package, the One Big Beautiful Bill, likely will continue to focus on Medicaid and SNAP cuts, as well as individual tax provisions, but farmers have a lot in stake with the bill's extensive Farm Bill provisions as well. The Farm Bill provisions don't provide much immediate support for corn and soybean farmers in either the commodity title or crop insurance, according to recent analysis from the University of Illinois Farm Doc Economics. A breakdown of price support provisions from Farm Doc analysis shows the reconciliation bill would increase spending on 6 major crops in the commodity programs by nearly $29.9 billion over 10 years, a 64% increase in spending for agricultural risk coverage and price loss coverage. Corn farmers would see an estimated gain of $5 an acre, and soybeans would see an increase of $9 an acre under the ARC PLC provisions. That does make a difference, but it doesn't come close to covering projected losses for those crops this year. A large part of the problem here is it is difficult for Congress to financially support farmers growing 2 crops that combine for 178 million planted acres. This market report is brought to you by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance online at seedconsultants.com. July corn up a quarter at 438 1/2. December corn up 2 3/4 at 438 1/2. July soybeans up 7 1/4 at 1040 3/4. November soybeans up 4 1/2 at 1021 1/2. July wheat down 3 even at 536. September wheat down 2 3/4 at 550 1/2. June live cattle down 57 cents at $215.97. August live cattle down $1.25 at $209.75. June lean hogs down 62 cents at $122. July lean hogs down 40 cents at $104.57. September feeder cattle down 47 cents at $342. October feeder cattle down 42 cents at $298.65. And June class 3 milk down 40 cents at $18.70. This is the Ohio AgNet.